Hello, everyone who is ready for some energy check-in and some guidance for this week. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Anika Ray. I'm actually a spiritual intuitive, and I specialize in soul level guidance. So if you are on a spiritual path and spiritually awakening, this may serve you as you're moving along. Just remember, whatever resonates, take it with you. Whatever doesn't, leave it and let the universe take care of the rest. I've already called in the guides, and I just want to say, if you're new, I always do part 1, which are intuitive and channeled messages. I bring in the guides. We have a lot of different fractions. I generally work with groups just so that I'm fully transparent. What I'm really sensing is archangels. I sense the presence of Archangel Gabriel. So this is going to be a lot of communication because I got a lot of cards and a lot of, hoping a lot of messages. I also feel presence of Archangel Michael, who is here to protect us. So there's a lot to do with protection of energy and movement forward. And I do see some goddesses. So if you're really drawn to the goddess energy, the divine feminine, these are generally my guides. We have Kuan Yin in the background, which is a feminine expression of Buddha. But I also see a lot of high priestesses, some from Atlantis, some from other dimensions. So if this helps you to connect to the guides' energy, please take it. If it doesn't, you can just skip this part. We're going to start with intuitive messages. I generally like to pull at least whatever they give me. They know this is not going to be an hour video, but 3 or 4 are really helpful. And let's start with the first message, which is what's something that's been repeating, and that is that you are on the right path. So if you have doubts, if you have trust issues, if you're unsure whether you're walking the path that you're meant to, you are on the right path. And more importantly, you have protection on that path. There are some things from past lives that you have lived through where, you were going on your path and you really believed it was your path, and it was, but you have had some unpleasantries, they're saying. And if you're interested in more exploring this, there's other levels of readings that you can, but I just want to focus on this particular message, which brings some trust issues with humanity, with people, and within yourself. So the path is not always straight and arrow, right? This is what the guides are saying. The path can just be like this unraveling of tapestry, different things, lessons that you need to learn. You don't always go from A, B to Z. They're saying sometimes you go from A to Z and then you have to backtrack to G, right? Like, I'm just giving you exactly what they're telling me. So trust those delays. Trust things that you need to sort of put on a back burner. Trust when there's divine timing, because you are on the right path. And the more you trust in your path and how things are unraveling, the lighter the path becomes. You don't have to suffer into happiness this lifetime. You can simply step into it, but that doesn't mean you are going to avoid human conditions, responsibilities, commitments, things of that sort that we all go through as humans. So very powerful first message. Now let's go to the second message, and that is opening up of your chakras. Not only the heart, but opening up of your chakras. It's very important that we cleanse, we open your chakras. There's a lot of issues I see for a lot of us with the root chakra. Again, belonging, trusting, it initiates this energy of the root. There could be issues with organs connected to the root chakra, as well as the sacral. So the lower chakras feel to me very activated and hot. That means there's a lot of activity there. It could be that it needs to be unblocked, and you may be hanging out in these chakras, or they trigger you and you don't know how to connect to the 3D reality, which is everyday life. No judgment here. I'm in the same boat with you guys. I'm still learning, right? And it is a learning process. So what the guides are saying is open your chakras, cleanse them, call on the guides, call on the violet light, right? That violet flame of Saint Germain helping you. They're sending you that even through this video to go into these chakras to help release and heal, as well as release some karmic patterns and things that are in your light grid that are making you uncomfortable because they are really making you heavy energetically. So we want that lightness. So they're really talking about that. If you're drawn to energy healing, breath work, anything that can move energy, cleanse energy, how you cleanse your chakras, it's completely up to you. But there needs to be, especially these two chakras, the root and sacral, very important, okay? That's the second message. Now let's move to the third message, and it has a lot to do with emotions and the heart. I kind of like how they're moving through this general message, then we're going to energy, and then we're moving upper. So let's go with this heart chakra. There are some emotions attached to how you're feeling currently, and these emotions are coming from childhood. A lot of them, for some of you, are coming from other people. And so there needs to be this, some of you are actually keeping your heart very protected. They want you to open your heart, but they want you to also address these emotions. And by addressing them means feeling them and letting them go. They communicate the truth to you, and the truth about something that's happened in a childhood. Something has to do also with siblings for some of you, or even parents, or even grandparents. So it could be ancestral as well. Acknowledge what they are. Take a deep breath. Connect to the heart in any way you can. Sometimes placing your hand on the heart, sometimes like feeling the heartbeat. Allow these emotions to show themselves to you. Let them go into the ethers, they're saying. So like deep breath, and then let it go. Imagine it going to the ether, meaning into the light, okay? That's the third message. The fourth and final message is very spiritual in nature. It has a lot to do with ascension, and it is really about your ascended view of things, the point of view. A lot of you are called, maybe you're drawn to me because I do Akashic Records readings as well, but they're saying you're called to connect with your soul's journey and history. There is an opening for you. If you're drawn to me, that's definitely my vibe as well. So allow yourself to really be drawn to that energy, pulled into those realms so that you can clear the past and really allow yourself that ascended point of view and the ascension process, which is holding more light. And that's what you're really called to do in this lifetime, is hold more light. A lot of you are light workers as well. And they're really leaving you with a lot of positive. I see a lot of light behind me with different. So they really just want me to place my hands and really, maybe there's going to be even a channeled message, and I'm just going to let it be. So let's do the channeled message because they want me to channel some light language here with my hands and move the energy straight back to you. And let's listen to this. Let me go deeper into the channeled message just for a little bit from these goddesses and archangels that are with us. Dearest ones, we are with you in energy and consciousness, and we see your efforts, and they are great indeed. You are trying to make sense of everything that's happening on the planet, and we are there to assist you. And it is not your duty or responsibility or job to understand everything that happens on the planet, but how it is affecting you. You see, we want you to really be the observer rather than the reactor, to learn rather than to react from a place of fear. We want you to have the ascended point of view so that you understand. So open your heart and understand with your heart and compassion rather than with fear. And those that react through fear, send them love and light because they do not understand, as Jesus said, what they are doing. So we blessed ones, we salute you in your efforts, and we send you a loving energy as this transmission is ending. So it is. Ooh. Guys, this message was so strong that I was kind of shaking inside and my eyes were super blinking. So if you were like freaked out about that, I'm not going to apologize. It's just how my channeling is. They're very short and powerful and transmission-wise energies. So thank you to the guides and to all of us. So this is where I leave you in the part 1. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, share this. Other people can benefit that are on a spiritual path. And if you want some personal assistance, I do offer soul-to-soul readings. I also do Akashic Records. Follow this channel for Akashic Records guidance. And I will see you in part 2. All right, part 2. We are ready to ground this in with some beautiful tarot and oracle cards. So listen, just full disclosure, I'm not a traditional tarot reader. I'm an intuitive reader. So if you are really married to some guidance that is very traditional, that's okay. No worries. There are wonderful tarot readers that I personally follow on YouTube and on other channels and social media, and they are absolutely wonderful, but that's not my thing. I did study traditional tarot, but I use the intuitive interpretation. So with that in mind, why don't we jump? I'm going to show you the card and I'm going to get the meaning intuitively and through channeled state from these cards. So I don't necessarily read reversals, but this is how this card came through. And this is like that Nine of Swords card in a reverse. And what it's really telling me is that really looking at your wounding in a different way, right? Like the wounds are, like, I'm not saying the wounds are behind you, but whatever painful situations you have to go through, like you had to go through them to learn. So even if this card shows like the troubles and in upright position, certainly that would mean you're still in that energy. You're not. You move past that, but it's still affecting you because you're still thinking about it. And that's okay. One of the things that's coming through for me, and even before this session, I actually was doing a lot of forgiveness for things that I went through, forgiveness to self and forgiveness to others. So that could be something that could be definitely helpful to you to let go of this past. Which brings us to the second card, which is the Page of Pentacles. Now, a lot of you may be working on your Pentacles. This is just a beginning. There is this phase of abundance that's coming through. As a matter of fact, the candle that you see in the back is money drawing candle. So if you're working on your Pentacles, on your money or relationship with money, relationship with abundance, you are supported with this energy. They're saying just keep moving forward. And you are meant to actually learn from some important people that listen to people that have already mastered this karma, right? With money, abundance, they have a lot of knowledge. Sometimes it could be financial advisors. Listen, just full disclosure, I want to tell you, I have a friend who is an older lady who is absolutely like, I mean, she's not into spiritual things, but yet we're friends, which is kind of normal, right? But she is an absolutely fascinated person because she's so good with investing. And she's teaching me about dividends and investing. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, but that's not spiritual. But listen, we have to merge spiritual wisdom with where we're living. We have to accept the reality, not surrender, accept, and really try to make the best out of it. So I do want to learn about financial investing. Now, I don't want to lean into some shady deals, but if this can help me out and I can learn how to be more savvy, I'm going to bring my spiritual wisdom and listen to my guides, pointing me to this lady that's going to teach me all kinds of wisdom around that. So just listen to that. That's what they're saying. And then have faith, because this full card is really talking about not having blind faith, but having faith in yourself, trusting your guides. They're guiding you in the right direction. They don't want you to live in scarcity anymore, which means lack. They want you to really be, and I'm not talking about wealthy because everybody has a different subjective view of wealth. So they just want you to be comfortable and live abundantly. So whatever that means for you, I'm not into like, I don't aspire to be billionaire. That's not my thing, really. I just aspire to be comfortable, to be able to provide for myself and my family and to give back to the community and all of you guys so that we can really live in that space of oneness and heart-centeredness, okay? So that's what they're saying in these tarot cards. Now we're going to move into the oracle cards, and I'm going to put the tarot on the side. And here is from the shamanic deck. It's called Completion. And so this kind of aligns with the tarot cards, and there's a circle here. Now in shamanism, circle is a very powerful thing. So is in sacred geometry, right? Circle is that oneness, but it is also, to me, referring to karmic circles. So you are completing some karmic cycles, karmic circles. Don't be afraid of the completion. Sometimes you're afraid if you're going to have to go back to the same old lessons. And even if the lesson shows up again, it's not going to be the same way. Now I'm going to turn my back or a little bit so I can grab this oracle and see what the essence of the card here is. And all things have a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is a nature of life, the seed, the flower, and the fruit, and all of human relationships. Completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one. So you have finished a cycle. That's what I was picking up as well on. And there's no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regards to relationship, it's time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. The medicine. So shamans offer us medicine. This is a mystical shaman oracle guidebook. I actually studied with one of the teachers of Alberto Villoldo. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. But I studied shamanism, and it's very powerful what they offer. I think his oracle cards are also very powerful. But Colette Baron Reed and Marcela Lobos are part of this. The medicine, not to digress too much, the shamans give us that. Clinging to the old form will bring only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots, not roots. You know that it's time to move on, yet you're reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you're responsible for your actions, not for the actions of others. Mourn what is lost so you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. And really, I just love how direct this message is. So we're going to leave it there. Just, again, for me, it was more about karmic cycles. So just let that be the way that it is, for you. And then, kind of apply it into your life. The next card is, I love this Moonology card. I'm super into astrology. I study astrology every week, even though I'm not a professional astrologer, but it's feeding my inner child. And so this Moonology card is talking about last quarter moon in Aries. Work through your feelings. If you listen to part 1, that's exactly what we were talking about. We were talking about working through those feelings around the heart chakra, but this would benefit if you actually release them for, at the last quarter moon in Aries. There are wonderful apps out there that show you exactly where the moon is. Aries is also very powerful. Aries is actually very direct as a sign. It's also a cardinal sign, so it is also a fire sign. So listen, this is more like cut and dry, okay? Talking about what the mystical oracle cards from the shamans told us is, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to say what you're thinking. If you need to cut people off, do it in a nice, polite, spiritual way. I mean, we are still on the planet. This is also bringing me the boundaries. If you don't have clear boundaries, which we're all struggling with that, myself included, really lean into that. Learn about how to set healthy boundaries and do this releasing of the feelings in the last quarter of the moon in Aries. I'm going to have to stretch a little bit so I get to this booklet. And this is about manifesting, actually. This is Moonology Manifestation deck. Someone had their feelings hurt. Maybe it's you. Talk about forgiveness in the beginning. Deal with this upset, especially, but not only you, if it's on the home front. Whatever is going on right now will go better if you take steps to make sure no one is feeling like they've been emotionally run over. If you feel it's time to work on the feelings and clear them out, then do so. And you can move forward on your goals. So the manifestation magic, these crystals are especially good. So crystals are coming through. And so let's do the crystals first. Red tiger's eye. Okay, so tiger's eye, but red. Shungite. I don't really know this crystal. Bloodstone, that I know. Chrysanthemum, prehnite or flame agate. I'm going to put that in the description so you know. Choose the one you want to meditate so you can let these feelings go. Visualize a very bright red light around you, and you can keep this crystal close to you in addition. Use the manifestation here. It says, I now choose to release all of my hurt. And so it is. I now choose to release all of my hurt. This is best to do on a Tuesday, says here, because it's a Mars day or during Mars hour. Last quarter of the moon in Aries takes place when the sun is in Cancer and moon is in Aries. It knows that sometimes you just have to let it all go. What a beautiful, beautiful message, okay? And I'm going to make sure that I do it because I'll look all of these crystals up. So do it with me, please. But we're moving into the Enchanted Map by Colette Baron-Reid. I love Colette. She's so amazing. Such a good medium. So number 27, it says home. So what's going on in the home? First of all, what I'm picking up intuitively is not only that you perhaps need to cleanse your home, but also yourself as a home. Are you feeling at home on this planet, in your body, in this incarnation? Are you feeling at home in your own home? Some of you actually, it's been coming out in these readings for a long time now, need to move. Like you are not in the right environment. Well, let me rephrase that. You have been in this environment for a long time. It's very stale. So either you are moving, need to move, maybe not the city, but perhaps the home. Some of you lived in a very cramped space, like very, very tight. I don't know where you are. I feel bad if you're in New York because I know it's like a closet space, yet New York is so fabulous. Or in LA, the same thing. But wherever you are, they want you to either bring some natural elements. So if you live in a cramped space, bring something to open it up. Paint it white. Bring more plants. Let the air in. Like make it more spacious. Declutter. Whatever you don't need, declutter. Spring is coming up. So declutter, okay? And make it more comfortable for yourself, where it feels more homey. It feels more like feng shui your space. Also feng shui your space inside, okay? Like some of you, like the body is feels like it's not welcome in your energy, or the energy and the body are two separate things. Really, really set that up for yourself. And again, for some of you, it is literally a physical movement to a different home. I see like higher altitudes. I do feel like for some of you, it is moving higher. And that could also mean higher as the maybe you are moving into a high rise, like you need to go top. Like if you are in LA or especially New York, you got to go closer to the air and oxygen. Okay, if you can, I know it's expensive. And if you like, there's something about just now being on the lower floors. Live on the second floor. I have a condo. I live on the second floor. I can't do the lower floors. It just doesn't feel right for me energetically. Also, it means going upwards in ascension. So a lot of information here. I want to see what Colette has to say from her own interpretation here. It says peace, security, safety, belonging. You're comfortable in your own skin. That's what I was getting to. And all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I'm gonna really say I've claimed this, okay? Claim it with me, because I'm looking for that person that makes me feel like home. And then home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be, which I wasn't really perceiving, guys, but if you do feel like it's home, that's okay. I'm perceiving like you are heading towards that feeling. And you will reap great benefits by staying on this path, regardless of where it leads. Home will always be within you. It is where the heart is. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my God, these messages are so wonderful. Okay, I'm having such a good time in this reading. So if you can tell, my energy is like really, really singing here. We're going to move quite quick through this. We're going to do the next oracle card, which is medium. Culminate, consult, connect, convey. This card is so gorgeous. It's from a Delphi oracle cards. I'm so drawn to that place. I'm planning on manifesting. No, planning is more Capricornian. I'm a Capricorn. I'm going to say that I'm going to lean into my spiritual side. I'm manifesting going to Greece next year. I'm originally from Europe. Greece is the country next to us. I'm Serbian. And I just really am drawn to Delphi. And so I really am manifesting going to the place and maybe feeling that spiritual energy, right, that is there. But this card definitely to me symbolizes that you yourself are a part of this high order of high priestesses. You have been around them. That energy is available to you. If you don't, and this is a pink color, so it is a heart chakra color. It's a color of divine feminine. lean into that. Connect the softer side of that within yourself. Activate it. You are here to awaken the divine feminine. There are portals of the divine feminine available to you, as well as you are high priestess. So many of you are, maybe you are uncovering the mediumship abilities, and there are a lot of ancestors that are sending you love and light from the other side. Now, I do want to see what this has to do with us, right? Like, I want to see what this author has here, Susie Cherub, to say here. And this is: take a breath and listen to the spiritual whispers of the wind. Dance with the waves, ride the tide, and surrender to the ebb and flow. Set your soul free. A challenging journey is coming to an end, and your long-awaited closure is next. Honor your heavy heart and relinquish embedded grief by allowing tears of sorrow to flow. Grief itself is a medicine. Your tears lighten the darkness of despair and represent loving memories. Heartache is often the price we pay for love. Be patient with yourself. Healing takes time. Grief may feel like it never really ends, but it does change. It's a pilgrimage, not a stay. So, you know, mediumship is, so just full disclosure, in my dreams, I saw my dog, and it was a very emotional morning for me. I'm doing this in the afternoon, but she passed on last year in May, and I had 2 dogs, and they were my heart, my soul, my biggest teachers, my children. I was so enamored with them. I loved them so much. It was the hardest thing that I had to do, and she showed up in my dreams, and I always have this emotional reaction. So if you are grieving for a loved one, I also lost a couple of friends, but the dog showed up in my dreams, and I know that for a lot of you that have lost, those souls are there to support you. They're watching over you. They're a part of your team, and they're here to guide you as well. Okay, such a powerful message. Couple of more cards with this inner power, right? Tapping to this inner power. Well, first of all, I have to say, this is this beautiful lion. So the power animals are showing up here. A lot of cats are showing up here. I can see them like sort of that shamanic feel of the jaguar, the mother jaguar, and the, you know, sort of like I'm having this Native American shamanic experience right now. They are power animals. They want to give you the courage to persevere in life, in situations that are challenging for you, and that they share, and they will help you tap into that 3rd chakra, which is solar plexus, into your inner power. Some of you have given away power at some point to others, or you have surrendered it to the collective. It's time for you to take it back, and you can sense how that unravels for you. I will leave you with the angel message, because this card is from the angel deck. It is a brooming over here with the brooms. I'm going to read the description, but what I'm sensing is, again, cleansing of your space, your own energy. This showed up in the first part of the reading. It showed up in this reading as well. Don't be afraid to call on the guides and our angels and archangels to really surrender, to just release, let go of all of this baggage. It is pressing on you, okay? And I'm right there with you. I'm doing it with you, okay? So let me read what this says, because this is, we're going to call on specific angels and archangels. Gold and silver light broom, the card of a light cleansing, balancing inner and outer self. Raphael and Gabriel. Oh, validation. Archangel Gabriel showed up in the beginning of the reading. I love when that happens. But also Anunkel and Phanuel. So from the abyss of everlasting light comes the broom. So you can imagine, even as you're cleansing the space, this light broom, like broom with the light and the love and everything, like sort of even when you're dusting around, imagine all of that being cleansed. Imagine you're scrubbing yourself like when you're bathing or something, cleansing all of that energy. So it says here, this is fashioned from gold and silver light beams, sweeper of the finite golden sands of the life and infinite silver seas of time itself. Choose how you wish to use this precious tool. The angels will help you as long as you ask with a loving and honest intent. If you make a decision to scour away past or present issues from your life, then use broom's golden rays. See the glittering light sweeping powerfully around you, creating a clean and shining environment once more. The broom's silver rays sweep your heart, for its purpose is to help banish internal shadows. Soul fragments may cling to you from other people and things you have loved and lost during this or other lifetimes. Open your heart to the angels and ask to place such fragments within your heart flower. Try to see the image of each person or issue within a flower petal. You can then visualize the broom's gentle silvery beam softly collecting up these energy particles and sweeping them into the abyss of light. There's the angels' soul's rescue team will guide them into reuniting with Source, freeing you to move on, for the essence of light broom will sweep you straight towards your star. This is such a beautiful message, guys. I'm going to definitely use, so remember, gold is to sweep up the challenges, silver is for your heart, okay? And you can definitely use Angela's McGreer. This deck is so powerful. Heart and Soul Angel cards. I love working with this. Let's see if some frequencies come through. Wow, this was a very energetic reading. 999 is showing up again. It is about completion. 111 I see as well as new beginning. They want you to place the 999 on the left and the 111 to the right of yourself. Let go of the past. Welcome the future. Let go of the past. Welcome the future. Let go of the past. Welcome the future. They also want to leave you with colors. Yellow, we just mentioned that golden beam. Yellow, so yellow and red. We did see it throughout this reading, but use the light beams to, again, with crystals, with the light. Use all of these tools. These are light tools. These are light energies. Use them for your own benefits. And they also want to leave you with some symbols. Use the Ankh. The Ankh is an Egyptian symbol. It is a symbol of rebirth, if I'm not mistaken, but it's also a symbol of oneness. So they want you to really shed the old skin, literally like the snake, right? Shedding the old, very shamanic, right? Shedding the old, letting go of the karma, letting go of the past, letting go of the fragments, welcoming the new, rebirth, transformation, all of that in this reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friend. I hope that this reading has helped you, served you. It is a collective reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you really enjoyed it and liked it, please share it, like, subscribe so I can create more content for you. I am a light worker above all, and I love doing this work, and I love sharing, and I love that the guides are there. I'm really, really honored to do this work. If you want some personal guidance, as always, yours truly offers the personal readings, either soul to soul or Akashic readings. Links are in the description. I also teach classes around Akashic records. And so if you want to join that and see where that is, links again in the description. Sending you lots of love and light, and I see you next time. Bye now.